Hey guys, Magnus over here, and I'm bringing a pretty controversial video now. It's not that controversial, but basically this is a new event idea that I came up with. Now this is kind of, God's sake, this is kind of taking through, this is taking from a few different things. So I'm gonna call it the Superheroes 3. Okay, I'm gonna say that it is the third one, but at the same time, it's also got this sort of filmmaker, this sort of cinematography feel to it. I'm gonna call it Superhero 3: The Final Showdown, and then in a little dash, Filmmakers Unite. So basically. Here's gonna be at the store, so I'm gonna add plenty of previous stuff. I've only got one decoration. And I'm gonna be honest, I haven't really been able to find any. We've got Tina Ballerina for a start for 80 donuts. Sometime in the store, maybe Act 2, she's added. Angry Dad, 55 donuts again, maybe Act 1 for him. We've got the American Repertory Theatre for 70 donuts. This isn't a Simpsons episode, but it had like this kind of really weird art to it. It wasn't a Simpsons episode, but it had this weird art to it, so I don't know if they can add that, but it would be cool if they could recreate it. And we have Hotel Hollywood here for 60 donuts. This is where the awards, where Angry Dad won an award. This is where the awards were presented, so that's why I've added that. So that will, come into this storyline. And then we have the store extended. So we have Lyle McCarthy again. He'll be somewhere down the line as well. 70 donuts. We have the City Theatre for 45 donuts. We have the Malibu Stacy the Musical for 50 donuts. Odin's of Shelbyville, 55 donuts, and then Sarah Salone for 90 donuts. There's quite a lot of donut stuff, but there is quite a lot of items. So quite a lot of it has to be donuts, unfortunately, of course. And I've completely axed crafting completely because I just don't think it's gonna really be suitable in this event. But I guess possibly some of this stuff could be crafting if needs to be. Anyway, carrying on. So this is the quest line. So Pinchy, the lobster, obviously we had the big showdown with him last time. He is reported to have regrown from a bit of lobster Homer didn't eat. Wiggum calls for heroes. For heroes. Springfield needs a stronger hero. Comic book guy designs Everyman, and Homer unlocks the costume. So we get Everyman Homer as a costume. Now he's going to be like the main forerunner, the main runner of this whole event. Of course, it comes from a really, really cool episode, the Everyman Homer episode. And going backwards, obviously Lyle McCarthy is the manager who helps, the fitness program, fitness or trainer, whatever, who helps Homer get in shape. Sarah Salone is an actress that Ned Flanders sleeps with. Anyway, moving on. And you'll also build a ginormous picture with, and then you unlock the Everyman after that. After you build this, so you build this first. And then eventually down the quest line you'll actually add this. So send Springfielders to film and send superheroes to fight Pinchy. Send Springfielders to film. Okay, this is what it's going to happen. So the reason that you actually add this is because Quimby realizes the best way is to make money to repair for the damages that the superheroes are going to cause, is to actually hire people to film the showdowns. And a load of normal sized Pinchies, so the normal Pinchies, like a sort of mini Pinchy, you need to fight them, and they're also going to be the things you tap, as well as maybe the criminals, I don't know, something like that. But yeah, they're spawning across Springfield, so you have to send superheroes to fight them outside the E.T. Gourmets. So you basically send them, and then you'll see them outside here, fighting the mini Pinchies, stepping on them and stuff, trying to defeat those damn Pinchies. So yeah, this is Act 1. So Act 1, first prize we get is Springfield Copy Shop. This is where the Everyman Homer is actually printed, so this is pretty cool. Then we get the Route 18 Flea Market and Drive-In, which is a theatre. I think Patty and maybe not Patty. It was at Selma and Troy McClure, I think they go to. We have the Second City Theatre here. There's another one. We have the Man's Chinese Theatre. We have the Barnacle Bay Theatre, and we have Corporal Punishment as the final prize. Of course, he is the one of the guys who hangs out at Krusty's studio. He's one of the assistants, I guess. And now this is kind of mainly movie theatre theme, I know. So there's quite a few movie theatres they have to add, and that's the problem with coming up with these events. It's kind of hard not to have like a continuing theme of buildings. Not that that's a bad thing. Anyway, moving on. So after that quest line, we have the heroes and the villains fight back again, of course, because the villains are going to be involved as well. They fight back against the Pinchy clones, but the war is far from over. Every man knows that someone helped Pinchy mutate and helped clone him. Who could this be? What monster would do this? So we go to Act 2. So Act 2, you first of all unlock Cupcake Kid. This is a costume for Bar, a really, really cool costume. Of course, this is the assistant for Pieman, and I really don't understand why they didn't add it in the superheroes update. It's quite a big costume, but I think they should add it in this one, and they'll tie it in with the film stuff as well. And then we have the Skytop Drive-In Theatre. That's another one. We have BetterThanTV.com. This is where the Angry Dad cartoon actually originally got made. It's like an internet web sort of store that makes stuff. I don't know. That makes little cartoons and stuff basically. And then we have Senor Ding Dong, Doorbell Fiesta's van. This is his van, and of course, pretty cool. Just a decoration you can throw in there. We have the Chinese Man's Theatre, which is just a tiny little. I think it was like a gag or something, but there you go. They can just have that tiny little building. And the final big prize of Act 2, probably possibly my favourite thing that would come in this whole update is Senor Ding Dong's Doorbell Fiesta with none other than Senor Ding Dong himself. And I just think this would be dead cool. This would be my favourite act out of all of them. Anyway, moving on. Gil's got us a deal. So this whack jog is going to be hard to sell. 150 donuts, and you get the Human Fly as a character. He's obviously this guy who scales buildings, and you also get the superhero skyscraper, which you can partially see here. You do see it does sort of pan, so it's kind of hard for me to get a full picture of it. But it basically is just a pretty ugly looking skyscraper, really. It's nothing much, but it's what he actually scales up. So that's why I thought it's best that they add it. So I mean, it's just a building, just to throw in there. It could be a decoration as also. It doesn't have to be a building. It won't be a very appealing building, but I just feel like they kind of have to put it in there because they need him to scale up something if they're going to add him. And so I just think the Human Fly would be a pretty cool. Obviously, he's the sort of vigilante, but he's not very good. He sounds a bit like Arnie Pie. Some people have speculated there's a conspiracy going out there. This is Arnie Pie, but there you go. Final act. So the final act, the heroes have tracked Pinchy to his last place, but they must try to finally defeat him. So here we go, the final act. We're not going to call this Act 3, it's called the final act. Because this is going to be the very last. We're going to wrap up the superheroes after this. It's going to be the big finale. So the first thing you unlock is Sideshow Raheem. So this will be a really, really cool. Well, he's another one of Krusty's assistants. He was only really briefly there in the anniversary when Krusty was going over it. So he's not really that big of a character. So there's not loads they can do with him. So that's why I kind of struggle with the tasks. We got the Limited Appeal Theatre. We have the Nickel and Dime Animation Studio. This is where the rights to Angry Dad got bought, and this is where it ended up getting produced instead. We have the IMAX Theatre. Another really cool thing, we have the Springfield Performing Arts Centre. This is obviously where people learn to act and stuff. So I think that's quite necessary to add. I know obviously I have talked about performing arts event before, but they could throw this in here anyway. And we have the screens at the shops at Citytown Shopping Village, and of course here it's actually showing Radioactive Man, which I think this would be a really, really cool building to add in. And then there's one just final prize. I couldn't really fit it on that page. The final prize, there's going to be one extra prize on the final act. You get King Lear, the Springfield Dinner Theatre. Oh, sorry, no. The Springfield Dinner Theatre. That's just the film it's showing. And it will come with Jay Sherman. Now there is an issue with Jay Sherman. Of course, he is in that TV show. The Critic, is it called? I don't know. Obviously, he is a crossover character. So there might be an issue with rights there, so they might not be able to add him. But I think it would be damn cool, and it would make sense to add him in this event. And there you go. So the quest line. So the heroes finally defeat Pinchy. Oh, yes, get in. And they managed to get him down to regular size again. So you unlock him after that, which I think would be pretty cool. It'd be cool to have a little Pinchy, once waltzing around the town. Clip. But the Springfielders are still trying to find out who helped Pinchy do this. Lisa concludes the perpetrator is hiding in the Springfield X Theatre, which is an adult film. It's an adult film theatre. This triggers a task to build it. So you build the Springfield X Theatre. The heroes storm the building after it's built, looking for the man behind, and they find out it was, and this will trigger a little animation, a little clip. As you know, we don't really get many clips, so I think this would be really cool, because we find out the perpetrator was dun 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 dun, dun Troy McClure. Oh, what a plot twist! And I just think that would be ace if they did that. And what I would want them to do with this character is just forget about putting him in the character collection. Just leave him out of the character collection until this update's over. How about that? So everyone is surprised when they get him. Also, try and possibly leave him out of the files. I guess the files would be kind of hard. I mean, the hacker's always going to probably find that out. But at least leave him out the character collection. Obviously the files will be hard, but don't add him into the files until you actually add the final act, because I want it to be a surprise for everyone. So yeah, this would be a really, really cool character. Of course, the whole Phil Hartman thing, he might not be added, and he probably will never be added because he's a retired character, but I just think this would be damn cool if they did add him. And then we have, we have tasks. So for the Everyman, pose for iconic poster for 60 minutes, just him doing his pose here. Iron Cape for 4 hours, this will be him in Simpsons house. Practice powers for 6 hours, this will just be him doing some stupid powers. Sign autographs for 8 hours over at Android's Dungeon. Practice lines for 12 hours, him with a script, just reading from it, an animation. Then fight against the lizard invaders for 24 hours. This would be a little task with him, fighting the lizard thing that he fights in that episode. We have Angry Dad, so this will be, I forgot to mention, this is going to be a costume for Homer. Not his own character. It could be his own character as well, I guess. It could be either. I don't really know. You guys decide which you prefer. Actually, tell me which one you prefer. Would you prefer it to be a costume or a character? But anyway, Strangle Son for 60 minutes. It'll be him strangling an animated Bart. Phone Stupid Boss for 4 hours over at the Simpsons house. Attend Animation Studio for 6 hours over that animation studio. Smash Up House for 8 hours again at the Simpsons house. Get uploaded onto the internet for 12 hours over at betterthantv.com. And Get Angry for 24 hours, him just going absolutely red and his face going red and he's just storming around Springfield. Now, Cupcake Kid, I kind of had trouble with tasks for him, but help Mum bake cupcakes for 60 minutes, throw cakes at celebrities for 4 hours, fight against bullies for 6 hours over at the school, suit up for 12 hours over at the Simpsons house, and then team up with Pie Man for 24 hours, which will be him and Homer just throwing stuff, like sort of animation with him throwing cupcakes and Homer throwing pies, and they're all just like kind of like back-to-back sort of thing. And then we have corporal punishment, so practice shooting guns for 60 minutes, go on a date with Tina, this was meant to be 2 hours, sorry, I forgot to put 2 hours, perform for Krusty the Clown Show for 4 hours, march, which would be him doing his march, for 6 hours, shoot joke thieves. I kind of like this one. I think they should do a whole thing with Krusty where there's like a joke thief, someone stole his jokes, and it's just corporal punishment, just firing his rifle, trying to find and then bodyguard the Krusty Burger for 24 hours over at the Krusty Burger, and then we have Lyle McCarthy. Look for new clients for 60 minutes, train Everyman, get stressed out, which would be him like sort of pulling his hair, phone clients, home on his phone, and then speak to filmmakers for 24 hours, which will be him over at the Ginormous Pictures. And then we have Sarah Salone, which of course is Ned's like sort of girlfriend for a little bit, so I think they should do a whole quest line with him and her and Ned and Wolf Castle, because of course I think that was her previous husband, or boyfriend. Meet up with Wolf Castle for 60 minutes. Accept awards for 4 hours over that. I forgot what it's called now. The little thing where you get the Oscars for, or the Springfield Awards for. Try on new dress for 6 hours. Her in this red dress. Star in a new role for 8 hours. She'll look a bit different. She'll have like a safari get up gear on, which she had in the episode. Go on a date with Ned for 12 hours, and then run away from mob for 24 hours. This will be her like wrapped up in I guess like a sheet, and she's like basically naked under the sheet because she's running away from the people who caught her and Ned. And then we have Senor Ding Dong. I didn't really get many tasks for him, which is kind of annoying, but there isn't really much because he's only really there with a form. So fight Bumblebee Man for 60 minutes. Him just probably in Channel 6 with Bumblebee Man. Be thanked by a crowd for 4 hours over at the Town Hall. Try and get a van to start for 6 hours. Just him sitting in the van, just trying to get it to start, which happens at the end of the episode. Run the store for 12 hours over him at the Ding Dong store, and then stop doorbells for 24 hours. This will be him just going around like the sort of Louis and Legs task, but him going around just whipping. He'll literally just whip the house, and then he'll go to the next house and whip that. So whip the Simpsons house, whip the Founders house, whip the Brown house, and just whipping houses. Anything with an income thing, he'll just whip it. I just want to see him do that. I think that would be damn cool. It'd be a really unique task as well, and really, really fun character. Moving on. Sajah Rahim, so find other work for 60 minutes, just be him walking around probably. Get free burgers for 4 hours over at Krusty Burger. Wait for Krusty to hit him for 6 hours. Be Krusty with a hammer and just like sort of scared because there was a little gag where Krusty was, you know, sort of shitting himself looking at Raheem, obviously because Raheem's quite big and bulky. I don't know if it was a race thing or something, maybe it was just a little joke, but I don't know. Krusty was scared of him basically. Make Krusty look cool for 8 hours. Be him just sort of walking around, maybe with Krusty. I don't know. He could just walk there anyway because when I say that, like making him look cool because he's got a, you know, cool looking disco stew looking guy. Throw pies for 12 hours. Him with pies, throwing them, and then perform at a show for 24 hours over the Krusty Lou Studios. Tina Ballerina promote burgers for 60 minutes over the Krusty Burger. Buy hair dye for 2 hours over at the Quickie Mart. Teach kids dance for 6 hours over at the school. Dance for 8 hours here, just dancing. Try and lose weight for 12 hours. This could be Krusty Lou Studios, Brown House, anywhere really. And then perform at a show for 24 hours over at the Krusty Lou Studios. And then we have Jay Sherman. Watch movie for 2 hours. Review movie for 4 hours. This will both be at the Googleplex, possibly the Aztec, or it could be both. It could be either. It could be at either, because I'm just trying to think for non-premium players who unlock him or buy him. I'm just trying to think it wouldn't really be fair that all these are going to be at the Aztec. So he could be at both the Googleplex and the Aztec. Is what I'm saying. Either, whichever one he's closer to is where he'll go. And the same for a review movie. Get stalked for Leaving Bad movie review. Check into Calmwood, which will be the Calmwood Mental Hospital, which is where apparently he used to be. And then enjoy meal while watching film for 24 hours over that Springfield Dinner Theatre. And then the Human Fly, try to get noticed for 60 minutes over at the Skyscraper. Dye underwear for 6 hours, probably at the Brown House. Get interviewed by Channel 6 over at Channel 6. Get stuck on a skyscraper for 12 hours. And then scale skyscraper for 24 hours, both tasks on the skyscraper. And then we have Pinchy, hang out with other shellfish for 60 minutes. So now this is kind of an interesting one. It could be at that gourmet shop, or it actually could just be in the sea. That would be an interesting one. Take a bath for 6 hours over at the Simpsons house. Dance with Homer for 8 hours. Maybe just a little animation of him sort of dancing with Pinchy like he did in the thing. Destroy Soliant Factory for 12 hours. Oh, that's meant to say hours, not J. Obviously that was... it actually is a skin. So what I think it should be is you activate it and then it forces you to look at that skin where he's destroying it. And then when you don't have Pinchy doing that, you can also do that, I guess. The skin's still there. And then we have Troy McClure. I thought we'd add loads of tasks for him because he's such a big character. So break the fourth wall for 30 seconds. It'll just be him literally looking at you. Like, I want his eyes to be fixed to yours. Date women again for 60 minutes. This might be with Selma, I guess. Relax on the beach for 2 hours. This will be over at the deck chair. Present documentary for 4 hours. Him just walking around. List all the movies he's starred in for 6 hours. This could be anywhere really. Advertise Planet Hype for 8 hours over at Planet Hype. Negotiate film revenue for 12 hours. Again, this could be anywhere. And enjoy retirement for 12 hours, 24 hours, probably at the Brown House. And that's it. That's everything. That's all the stuff. Now, I know it's not really a popular one, and most people hate the Superheroes 2. I really enjoyed the Superheroes 2. I just thought they could have done a little bit better with characters. I feel like they could have added Senor Ding Dong and maybe even possibly Troy McClure, and they could have made a brilliant event out of Superheroes 2. I think if they just added Troy McClure, they would have made it a really good event. You know, it's quite interesting how one character can make the event seem so much better. Yeah, I'm going to be doing a video soon talking about the recent episode tie-in and the stuff that Tapped Out missed. I'm going to watch the episode. I haven't actually watched it yet, so I don't know if there's that much, but I'm just taking Apperson's word. So we'll see. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. This was a really, really cool video to make. I do really want them to do some sort of superhero-themed event. I know it's probably not likely. They've probably done it to death now, but it would be kind of cool. And I do have one little tiny add-on to the superhero, like I did with the music, the party posse thing. I've just got one tiny little thing. They could just make it really brief, like a 10-day sort of event, but it's just something I really want to do, and I couldn't really latch onto here because of the amount of stuff already. So yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I hope you think this is a better way of doing the final act of the superheroes. I didn't try to make it just solely based on superheroes. I wanted to make it based on filmmakers too. Tell me your thoughts on it. Do you think it would be good, or do you think it would flop? Presuming that they could add Jay Sherman and Troy McClure, those are the questionable characters they can add. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in this video. Goodbye.